Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you are new around here, my name is Mandy and I am a full-time reseller. On this channel, I like to make reseller content that could be like today's video where I show you what sold for last week and I give you all of my numbers. That includes an average cost of goods, what I paid in shipping, what I paid in platform fees, and I lay it all out there and then let you know what I actually get to take home at the end of the week. So if that is something you're interested in and you haven't yet subscribed, please consider doing so. I'd love to have you on the channel. You may have saw this hat in my last Thrift With Me video. I think I'm gonna sell it. It's just a little too small. We're on the last notch. I have quite a large head and I have a lot of hair, so I think this hat's probably gonna have to get sold, which unfortunately I hate to do because I'm a huge Alien fan. So some other lucky person will be able to buy it once I get it listed. This week wasn't the greatest. Poshmark, a lot of lower sales. Just I'm trying to move out old inventory that really isn't doing much for me anymore. And there were a couple good ones on Mercari. I have a couple new brands to share with you that I had never heard of before and that sold fairly quickly for me. And eBay was kind of the winner this week, which is great. I love to see that because normally my sales on eBay are at a higher price. So now I will flip you around and that's when we'll take a look at all my numbers and my listings so you can get an idea of how I take my photos, what my listings look like, what kind of keywords I'm using. So now I will turn you around.
Okay, so like I said, this week wasn't the greatest. Mercari only two sales, but for $62. So my average sale price was $31. That was great. Normally Mercari is like my least performing platform with a pretty low average sale price. Poshmark only 277. I don't know. Let's see when the last time that would have been. Oh, well, I guess just a couple weeks ago it was only 132. But yeah, that it was pretty low for me. 277 for 15 items. That left me with 217.96. Average sale price is 18.47. Then on eBay, total sales 378.18 with 10 items sold, leaving me with 261.21 and an average sale price of 37.82. Also great. Gross sales this week, $717.18 after total fees and all my shipping costs. And then my average cost of goods that I'm using for this month is $3 a piece. So that leaves me with a total profit of $450.26. 27 items sold for an average sale price of $26.56. So now I will show you some of my actual listings. Starting with Poshmark. These are a plus size pair of American Eagle high-rise jeggings. These are a size 16 and they're a lighter wash. I think that helped this. I kind of stay away from American Eagle. The only things that I will maybe pick up from them now are going to be newer style jeans, plus size, or if it's new tag jeans. So these went for 16. This is another brand I didn't know. I saw it at Goodwill. It was on sale for $1.99. Hyper Denim. It just seemed kind of like a men's slimmer fit, skinny type jean, and those were a size 32, and that went for 18. A lot of denim sold this week. This I got at Goodwill. I don't know that I probably should have picked it up. I think it was $1.99. It was just this little flamingo box. It really reminded me of kind of Miami Vice. So I did pick this up and I didn't make much, but that's okay. Ann Taylor, I don't pick up this brand very often. This I've had for quite a while. Someone offered me 15 and it was missing the tie belt. So I said, definitely you can have that. Talbots, I think we packaged this one together in one of my last videos. New tag, size 12. It was a petite, so 25 is good for me. Tahari, this brand's kind of hit or miss. Whenever I do see like these sweaters, especially if they're cashmere wool, I will consider picking them up. This just had a cool print to me. It's that window pane plaid. So I think I probably paid $1.99 at Goodwill for this, and this sold for 22, but I think I've had it for at least a year. Zara, this brand I pretty much kind of stay away from nowadays. It just sits for me unless you find something that is completely sought after. It's going to be a hard move for decent money just because it's so oversaturated. This went for 17. I got this at Goodwill for $1.99. Next is a Dio shirt. I can't remember if this was in the thredUP box that I unboxed on this channel. I don't think it was. I think it was in the one before that. This was a bigger size, a 2XL. The Holy Diver, that's one of their songs, and this sold for 22. So this almost paid for that whole thredUP box, which was great. Does anybody watch Stranger Things? This, obviously reminds me of Eddie Munson because this was on the back of his vest. I'm definitely excited for that to come back. I'm not sure when it's going to or what they're going to do with that, just because it's been so long and those kids are getting old. But okay, sidetrack, back out to what's sold. This was one of the Bolo brands. I've never heard of this. I think it's Gorin Brothers. I found this at the bins. It looked like something somebody would probably wear. I didn't look it up until I got home. I think I had it listed for a little bit higher, but I mean, bins prices for me, this hat probably costs, I don't know, maybe $1. So it was a quick flip. It sold, I think, within 4 days for 25. These vintage nylon mesh type tops. They also have them in like nightgowns. Every time I find them at the bins, I pick them up. I just can't leave them behind. They, for some reason, just intrigue me. I want to sell them and I want to save them from the landfills. So this one did have some issues. There was some discoloration like throughout, but I thought somebody might still want it, and they did for $10. So I didn't make much, but I did save it. These are UGG gloves, the Nua tags. These I got probably 2 years ago now in a Quick Lots box, so I'm happy that those left. LuLaRoe, I normally don't pick up this brand. I think it was probably $1.99 at Goodwill. I've had it for a year now. I'm guessing this person probably bought it for Valentine's Day. They offered me 7. I had zero interest on it otherwise, so I took that. River Island, I believe this is a brand from Nordstrom. This came in a Quick Lots box. I didn't have much interest. Someone offered me 25 and I took it. Another Ann Taylor. This one, the tags had been completely removed. I was able to find that it was Ann Taylor from the stock photo, and then I think it still had the RN number on it. So I did some measurements and yeah, let's just see. Yeah. It still had this tag, so I was able to find it based off this and took some measurements, and that sold for an offer of 12. Another pair of jeans cut from the cloth. This brand does okay for me. I think there's a kind of a cult following of people that just really like the way that this brand fits. So I normally pick it up. It's got to be kind of newer styles and bigger sizes. This one's only an 8, but I think this came in a thredUP box, and that went for 23. Now on to Mercari, Lululemon. I don't really pick this brand up. I just don't find it very often. And this was a cropped style. I wasn't sure, how fast this would sell just because that's kind of not the popular look right now. But it did go for $32. I paid, I think, 7 at Goodwill. This was the other Bolo brand. I got this the same day I got that trucker hat. I've never heard of this brand. It felt really nice quality. It was at the bottom of this bin. It's Obron. I'm not exactly sure how you pronounce it, but it looks like they make different type of leather, like journals, and this was a checkbook cover. I think they make like planners, journals, that kind of thing. I didn't know how well this was going to go because I don't know how many people still carry a checkbook or use checkbooks. But it did sell, I think, within I like maybe 2 days for my full asking price of 30. I don't know if I had this underpriced, but they got it for 30. Now on to eBay, another pair of jeans. This is Melissa McCarthy for 7. I don't pick up the brand 7 on its own, but if it's Melissa McCarthy, I will. That's another brand that I think really kind of has a following for the plus size. These were a size 18, and these went for full price of 34. Another pair of jeans. This was Can. These came in a thredUP box, and these went for an offer of 20. Peter Millar. I'm kind of a little bit hesitant on this brand now. I used to pick up quite a bit of it. Some of it sits, some of it goes pretty quickly. This one sold for an offer of $27.99, which was fine because I think I only had $1.99 into it. Betsy Johnson, I didn't know that she made scrub tops. I saw this at Goodwill, bought it for $4.99, and it sold within 4 days, I think, of listing for an offer of $19. It was a plus size, so I don't know if that helps the situation with that. J. Crew, one of my favorite brands to sell. This was a wool gray sweater, and this one went for an offer of $18. But I've had this one for quite a while. Daniel Hetcher. I don't know anything about this brand. This actually came from one of my dad's friends that he works with. It's actually his boss. And we kind of have a deal. He finds things around his house. Some things are bigger, and I will post them on Facebook Marketplace for him. And then I just put his phone number and he deals with all of that. And then he'll give me a cut of the money. And then sometimes he'll find stuff like this. He has pretty expensive taste when it comes to clothing. And he'll be like, hey, try and sell this, and then just give me whatever you want type of deal. So I got this, and let's see. This one went for an offer of $40. Spanx, I've been finding quite a few now that are not like your traditional Spanx leggings. When I think Spanx, that's what I think of. But it seems to be more popular now with the wider leg, kind of a relaxed fit. And these sold for $50 within a week of posting. I think it helps they were an extra large, and I got these at Goodwill for $6.99. So definitely be on the lookout for Spanx in kind of like a wider leg. Next is Torrid. This was a part of a set. I'm actually wearing the shirt right now that this goes with. I tried the pants on, didn't love them. They didn't fit quite right, but this top is like my favorite thing. It's so soft. This went for an offer of $30. Then this I got the whole set, I think, at Savers for $14. Roxy, these are a pair of board shorts. I got these at Goodwill, I'm guessing for $1.99, and these went for an offer of $20. And then the last sale, I wanted to keep this shirt so bad, but I told myself no. I paid up for this quite a bit. I think I paid $12.99 at Goodwill. That's how bad I wanted it. It's not vintage, but the other listings I saw, people had them for like $50, $60. So I don't know why it's in demand. It looks like it could be vintage, but there was nothing on it where it had a date or anything. So I listed mine for $40 and someone took an offer of $32.99. Like I said, I paid $12, but still a quick flip. I think it sold with probably a week and a half.
So like I said, this week wasn't great. I didn't put a whole bunch of effort into listing last week. I've really kind of been ramping up on this live sale kick that I've been on. I did just do a graphic t-shirt live sale on Poshmark. Nobody bought anything. I think there was only 4 people in there, which is fine because I kind of wanted to just, dip my toe back into it and get more comfortable, on how I need to run the show and what I need to do. On WhatNot, I'm probably going to do a couple. They have an option on there where you can do like a show, but no one can go in it. So it's just you and you're kind of figuring out what you need to do with your computer and your phone and everything. So I think that's the game plan for tomorrow to do that. I'm going to flip my rack right now. This was the t-shirts that I did. I'm going to take those off and do the plus size. I think that's going to do way better. There is just so much competition with graphic t-shirts, especially on WhatNot. So I think I'm going to try the plus size route and see how that goes. If you're new to WhatNot, if you've never heard of it, it is an app and people do live sales. So they'll hold something up and say, this is what this is, and I'm starting this at $5. And then people are live bidding. You can also use it as a marketplace too. I don't think I'm going to use it that way, where it's like your traditional Poshmark, eBay, that type of thing, where you have something listed and then someone can, I think, buy it now, or they can put in pre-bid. So then when you do your live, they can win it that way and they don't have to actually be watching you live. So if you are new and this is something you're kind of interested in, I do have a link in the description, and you can, I believe what you have to do is use that link to go onto the app, then sign up, and then download the app and then log in, and then you will get a credit to use with not just me, you can use it with anyone. I think it's $10. You still have to pay shipping, but you could definitely get some great deals. I've been using it lately to thrift. Speaking of which, let me just show you what I got. Okay, so I've been using it to do some thrifting. You want to make sure that you're watching the shipping because that can kind of eat into your profits. I was on one lady's, I don't remember her name. I believe she has some sort of store and she was kind of liquidating some things. This is a brand called Widow. I believe it's part of the Dolls Kill kind of genre of clothing, but this is a micro mini, like completely Wednesday Addams dress. And I believe I got this with shipping for $8. So, I mean, I definitely would have paid Goodwill $8 for this dress. No, like without thinking about it. It's this cool velvet with this cool neckline with the lace. So I'm really excited to list that. And then this one I paid up for. I don't know if I should have. I was kind of in a little bit of a bidding war, but I really wanted it. This is on an anvil tag. Let's see. It's a size 2X. That's why I really wanted to get it. I don't know if you can see that, the anvil tag. So this is a vintage, well, almost vintage. I can't tell if it says 2000 or 2008. So I'd probably list it as a 2008 or look into this a little bit more before I say it truly is vintage. But it is a ICP shirt and Insane Clown Posse. This has a really big following, and especially since this is a bigger shirt, that's why I picked this up. I did pay like, I think I bid it up to like $17 and then shipping, so it was like $22. So I'm guessing I'm probably not going to get too much profit with this, maybe like $35, $40, we'll see. But I just couldn't let the other person get it, so it is kind of addicting, so I would say bid with caution. On Friday, I do have a video coming out that is going to be all about Poshmark shipping, kind of for a newer seller, but there could be some information that would be useful to you. I'm going to go over, what do all the boxes mean? When can you use flat rate? When can you not? When do you need to use ground? What do you do if your package is over 5 pounds? How do you buy the extra postage? Just all of that will be in there. At some point, maybe I'll do like an overall video of shipping, but for Friday's video, it's just going to be a Poshmark-oriented one. So if that's something you're interested in, make sure to hit the little bell so that you don't miss that. Otherwise, if you enjoyed today's video and you haven't subscribed yet and you want to, make sure to do that as you go. And if you enjoyed it, please make sure to give me a like. It really helps out the channel and I really appreciate it. I will see you on the next video. Bye!